Hi, my name's Janice from Parkview Property. Sometimes tax deductions and declaring rental income can get really quite confusing. So I'd like to go over a couple of points for landlords and just advise what expenses you actually can claim against your rental income. So if you rent out a property and receive a rental income from it, you must declare it. You have to pay tax on any profit. It doesn't change your employment status to self-employed though, as it's considered an investment. Of course, HMRC can be more complicated than a day at Hogwarts, so the best advice would be to seek professional advice from an accountant. But I've picked out some key points to start you off. Start hoarding receipts. Be disciplined and keep receipts, bank statements, invoices, rent books, even mileage logs, so you or your accountant can easily make the deductions against your tax bill. This means that you will get to keep more of the profit away from the taxman in a legal and ethical way, of course. Claiming expenses, there's a range of other allowable expenses. They're deductible only if they're exclusively for renting out a property and if you pay for them yourself. They could include council tax, electricity, gas, insurances, services for cleaners, gardeners, accountancy fees, factoring fees, maintenance and repairs. If the property requires new guttering after a storm, this would be considered a repair and therefore a deductible expense. However, if you wanted to improve the guttering for any other reason, such as changing the colour, this would not be allowable. Improvements are not an allowable expense, like replacing a laminate kitchen work surface for a granite surface. The exception to this, though, is updating things to their nearest modern equivalent. This could be things like changing single glazing to double glazing windows. If you replace an item with an upgrade, then you can claim the cost as if you had replaced it like for like. But take the work surface, for example. So a length of laminate would be £100. The same size of granite work surface could be in excess of £600. So you could only claim the £100 and not the £600. Domestic items, replacement of domestic items. Furnishings like carpets, curtains are likely to be able to be deducted as long as you're replacing them like for like. Beds and freestanding wardrobes or other items that can be considered movable furniture are also deductible. Even cutlery and crockery can be offset against your income. Partial expenses. So if you're letting a property that you have a mortgage on, you can't deduct the full amount of the mortgage payment. You can only offset the interest element of the mortgage repayment against the income. Similarly, you can use your car for a purpose related to the rental property. You can only deduct the vehicle running costs for that particular purpose. That includes mileage rate deductions as well. For rental properties in Ayrshire, get in touch with me on 01292 442 888. I do specialise in lettings and legislation surrounding lettings. I can help you consider properties on the market and the best options out there for you. If you've got any questions regarding your tax deductions, I know it can be quite confusing, please feel free to call. I'm always here to help and my advice is always free. My name is Janice from Parkview Property. Thanks for listening.